Hey everyone, I have another quick easy for you today. This is paper towel rollers and toilet paper rollers. And in this one I just made a cute little pouch. And the fun thing about this one is I also used some of the packaging that we painted before for the charms. And I noticed that on top of packaging, like any kind really, cereal, or this came from the Pop-Tart one, it's shaped like this because it's meant to tuck in and seal, right? So if you cut those off, let me grab one real quick. Okay, these are from a cereal box, because they're meant to be like this. They make perfect little file folders. You paint them, you've already got your tab at the top, and that's what I used for these. They had already been painted, so I just cut them, put little tabs on them, the little stamping, and back them for writing spots with tea-dyed paper. And I just tucked them in this little toilet paper holder, and I had cut out a little window with my stamp or my punch. I have a square punch like this, and then I backed it with packaging, old packaging, and sewed around it. Isn't it cool? Now this one is embossed, and I used distress inks and different things to color it. Tied a little metal piece on the end, and I thought that is going to be so cute to just tuck into a journal pocket. I mean, look, it's really thin. There's several writing spots in it. I just thought it turned out real cute. And then here's another way. This one is paper towel roll, and I just tied a few little jingle bells on. The eyelet on this one I put through the back, the eyelets. And of course I didn't glue it, so you can move them, but they won't come out because I've tied these jingle bells on the end. And this one I've just tucked some little die cuts, or cutouts, not die cuts, in for writing space. And this, again, very thin, will make a great tuck for our journals. Or how great would these be to stick in a stocking with a gift card, or whatever. These are great. I love this idea. So I thought today we could make a couple of them. This one is from two toilet paper rolls. And on this first one, I just glued it flat. See, there's not a lot of room in there. So, and that works. But I thought maybe I would like it better if it had the little accordion sides, so that we had more room on the inside. So what I did was I took two toilet paper rolls and put the lips on them. And we'll do that today with, I only have one more toilet paper roll, but I have a paper towel roll, and we can do it with that. So I'm going to glue these together, and we can make one like this or something like this. And I tell you, I was inspired by this by, Bohemian Crafter. She has, if you have a lot of toilet paper rolls or paper towel rolls saved up for crafts and you're not really sure what to do with them, check out her channel, because she has so many. It's like, I mean, tons of videos on how to use the paper towel and and toilet paper rolls. I'm just going to put a little glue on these flaps, and then I'm going to put some clips on it to hold it together while we're making this other one, and get a good seal. And then I'll probably sew around it. I'm not sure. But anyway, about her channel, and I had seen she had made some little pockets, and I don't think this is how she made them. She may have made some like this, but the video I saw was was not for this. And it inspired me to come in here and look at what I could do with all the ones that I had saved. And actually, I had more. And I think I had kind of thought, well, I'm not going to be able to figure out much to do with them. I kind of got that one uneven. And so I used them for, backing and different things. Nothing to put in a journal that I can remember. That's not true, because I made that flip out of one of them one time. And I loved it, like this, instead of a pouch, she made just one sheet and then used it as a pocket on a page. It looked neat. So I'm going to take my toilet paper roll and just cut it in half. This one I think I'll just make a pocket from. And I gotta say, I'm not tickled with my toilet paper rolls. I'm going to have to get either switch the kind I use or tell them you need to step your game up a notch, people, because these rolls are just not that great. I'm going to be using them for a project, and you're going to have to do a little better on your packaging. But I just go ahead and glue down all the spots that are coming up, which this will be on any roll. They'll have that seam where it kind of comes up, but mine even did it around the edges. I thought about tearing them, well, I tried to tear them apart and make it both sides of the specimen card, but they don't really completely tear apart. They kind of shred, so I wasn't able to do that. And I think that it's made from recycled paper is the reason it feels so funny, and that's okay. I'm glad they're doing that. So you can use hand sanitizer, water, whatever you want. I kind of spray it on there to get it to lay down a little bit. It embosses better this way if you want to emboss it, or just run it through your machine or set something on it where they will lay flat. I was going to show you on this one, when I ran it through the embossing machine, I coated one side or the other with my distress ink, so that's what gave it the colors in the ornaments. I think that was kind of neat. I think I will go ahead and distress ink this one. I think I'm just going to use, well, I want to use it as a pocket, and I probably won't put it in a Christmas journal, so let me find a different embossing folder. Okay, so I think I'm going to use this script one. Before I do that, it's dry now. That's how fast it dried. I'm going to cover it with distress ink. Some vintage photo. Because I think I'm going to make my script writing black. I think I'll go ahead and do both sides. I don't know which side I'll end up using. And I'm probably going to have it, I want it like, we're going to go ahead and assume I'm going to make it a pocket, and I'm going to make it horizontal. So I'm doing it like this, and I'm just going to put some black ink across that top so that it will emboss my folder. I think I got it all the way, but even if it doesn't work, we can always go over it. Yeah, I like that pretty good. That looks neat. But then also, I think I did it backwards. I think I should have put my ink on this side, the flat side. Let's do that. You get to see all my mistakes on here, don't you? Yeah, See, and then it puts it down in the little creases. I like that pretty good. I like both sides. I don't know which side I'll put up. I'll just take a baby wipe and wipe off my folder. So what do you think? Which side should be our pocket side? I like the grungy of this one. Just looks neat. I like it. So I'm probably going to ink around it a little bit more. And at this stage, I put the glossy accents on it. I'm not going to put the glossy accents on this one. And I'm just going to cut out a square. And maybe I put it like in the corner. We have a little specimen looking down in the corner. I think I'm going to like that. So then I just took some packaging like this. And I didn't want it to catch, you know, just putting it around the square. I didn't want it to catch as I was putting things into my pocket. So I actually cut it the full size of my pockets. And I'll probably just leave it as a double because this is very thin packaging. And I'm going to cut it bigger than my piece. We can always trim it down later. And a friend of mine sent me some Happy Mail with some beautiful butterflies. Wonder about putting one of those in there. Will it fit? Oh, very good. I guess I could always do this. Make my little hole a little bigger, couldn't I? If I can get it lined up. And then just a little bit wider. Well, look at that. I've gone that. Is anybody else shocked? Because I'm really not. And I've still got it a little bit off, so I'm just gonna forget that. I'm just gonna take my scissors and do it like this. All right. Done on the bottom too. Look at that. But now the one I want to fit in there will fit in there. I like the looks of that one. Well, foot. Look at that. Still won't fit. I'm gonna have to do this mess again. Okie dokie. Okay, maybe I'll do better this time. Nope, I won't. I sure won't. There. Wow, that was painful, wasn't it? Okay. Now the butterfly fits. And I think I'm going to take some black distress ink and go around that. And because this will be a pocket, it doesn't matter that only the back side's going to be like this. But just in case I'm not going to make it a pocket, I'm going to go ahead and ink this. So at least it will have some color. And then I'm going to take my script stamp. And just dot that butterfly so that he has a little bit of something from the back side. Spent a lot of time on that little butterfly, didn't I? Okay. Now we're just going to put it back in our packaging. And you can laminate packaging. Sure can. So I'm going to mark this where I want my butterfly to sit. I'll mark it on the back side. I'm just marking the 4 where I know to put the butterfly in the center of that. So I'm going to plug in the laminator. And while that's heating up, we'll make a pocket out of the toilet paper roll. Maybe just like this one. And see, this has a little bit more space, so I think I like that better than just the flat one. Of course, if you're just using it for a card, we'll make one like this too. This would make a cool gift card holder. I like that. They both would, but just showing you the flat, we could use the flat for that. So I'm going to make one of each of these. I'm going to plug in my laminator. and I'll be right back. Okay, so we can start cutting the paper towel roll while we're waiting on that. This bigger one is about 3.5 inches. This one's about 3.5 inches. And this one is about 2 3/4 on this kind. But, you know, either way, however big you want it. So I'm just going to cut down, open it up. I'm going to put a little bit of the hand sanitizer on again, just to make it lay down a little bit better while we're working with it. So on the simple one, what I did was I just folded it over like this and cut however wide you want it. So we'll make 2. I'll go ahead and fold it like that, cut it, and we'll just make a flat one out of this one. Burnish it really good. And this kind of has lines in it from the paper towel. I'm going to take advantage of these numbers, and I'm going to stamp this one. But I want to first decide how big I want my flap. And I'm going to glue down. See, they make their paper towel rollers better than that, because they don't really need much glue. So I'm just going to decide how big I want my flap. Probably, I don't know, just guesstimate what you want. However big, it doesn't matter. And then cut that off. That will be a nice flap. And I just made it slightly above where my cut was. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to round my edges. And I also made a notch, thumb notch or finger notch, whatever they call them. I just kind of did that about, again, I eyeballed about halfway. And then if you want something like this, where the eyelets are in the back, it's best to do that at this point, so that you're not trying to, I mean, you have to put the eyelets in at this point, but I don't think I'm going to do that on this one. I think I'm going to make it have a flap. So I'm going to color this one. We're going to emboss it again. Actually, I'm not going to emboss it. I'm going to stamp it. And I think I'm going to smush some paints on it too. I'm not even sure if they'll really show up on this brown, but we're going to try. Maybe I'll just... The reason I wasn't squirting the cardboard directly, I didn't want it just big splotches. I was kind of wanting it more spaced out. So that's kind of why I'm going with doing it this way. So I've just used peacock feathers, rusty hinge, and have a little gathered twig here. I guess the gathered twig probably wasn't the best move because that's the color of the cardboard, but it kind of shows up. I like it. We'll use a little bit more. Okay, so this is what we've got. Now I think I'll do some stamping. I'm really liking this ledger stamp. And then because this flap is going to come down, I'm going to turn it so that it'll look right. Doesn't have to, doesn't matter. But like when I fold it, now my numbers are still right. That's why I turned it. Again, you don't have to do that. This is all about the grungy, so it can go every which direction. It doesn't matter. I think I'm going to use some of the darker brown stays on for the edge. There's one pocket. We're ready to glue. And again, if it's a little off, we can always trim it later. Not a big deal. And I can also cover on the inside. I should have done that. I will do that. use my new little glue that my friend gave me. This is reptile glue, and it's her favorite. I don't notice much difference from the art glitter glue, but it's definitely another option if you don't, And I think she said, boy, I'm not sure. I was going to say, I think she said you could get it. You can't get it in the winter. It's kind of like the art glitter glue. But it's a good glue. Definitely do like it. So that's just another option to, if you're looking for some glues. I'm just going to hold that down. Good and tight for a minute while we laminate our butterfly. Oh, I guess before we do our butterfly, let's do one of the pockets with the flaps. So I'm just going to, let's see, I'm going to cut it in half. Doesn't matter which way. I think I'll do it the long way where I'll have a little bit of a taller one. And how I did it was because if I fold both sides on one piece, you're going to end up with a really skinny piece. So I folded a side on each. One side, and I just did a little, I didn't even measure again, maybe a 1/4 of an inch fold on each one. So then I glued it like this, and then also I would do the bottom. I did the bottom up. It's kind of like a little banker's envelope. You ever seen those made? Same concept. I'm just doing it out of 2 different pieces instead of one. I'm going to miter the corners. Decide which piece I want to have to be my flat, or my, I think we'll use this one. So I'm going to cut the front of that one down. So if you even this fold up with your bottom piece, then you get the full length of what's left. And I think I'll just cut this front down a little bit, so the back piece can be my flap. And about right here, I know I need to cut that fold. So just cut that hinge off. Straighten up my flap. Well, I think I like the idea of a kind of a crooked flap. I'm going to go with that. Still going to round it. So we would have something like this. Fold our flap down. See, I like that little funny looking flap there. And then that is how, glue around, that's how I made the accordion pocket. Like this, where it opens up just a little bit more. So let's run our butterfly through the laminator here. Because we're using packaging, we need to wrap it in parchment paper so that it doesn't melt our paper, because we can't run it directly through here or it will melt. So again, this is parchment paper, not wax paper. Should have got my butterfly already first. Put him in the middle of my square I drew. And then I'm just going to fold this over so that all of my all of my packaging is for sure covered. And then I'm going to run this through my laminator. And that did not work. Well, we're going to do it again. We'll just run it through again. It's not going to work great for me. Maybe I need to turn this one over. Maybe they have to be, I don't know. I'm not giving up yet. Let's run her through again. Now that is not working for me. I don't know why, but it's not. Well, that kind of did, so let's do it. Let's spend all day trying to run that through, but that kind of worked. Okay, so that worked. And I'm going to bet that somewhere in her tutorial she says you have to have the papers a certain way, maybe. I don't know. But it worked. Yee-hoo. We finally got it. I finally got it. You know, this is where, if you would read the directions or watch the full videos, it probably would turn out a lot better. But I didn't. So here we are. Run it through 4 times. But never fear, because we got it. So now I'm going to sew around it. Doing up a little butterfly. And I'm going to sew around this, and I'll be right back. And you don't have to sew around this. You could glue it down with probably Fabri-Tac would be my best suggestion on that. So I'm just going to trim off the extra. Keep my little threads out of the way because I want to keep those. And there we go. We have a great pocket. I love this pocket. Love it. For our journal. How cool is that going to look? I think that's really fun. I think that will be the prettiest. Isn't that pretty? I love this pocket. Okay, that's great. By the way, this will be our next project. We're going to make a 6x6 waterfall journal. Back on track. Here is our pocket. This one should be good and glued. I didn't go ahead and finish the hinged one. I just wanted to show you how to do that. I am going to trim this little bottom piece to get it evened up. Of course, you know me. I didn't get it good and straight. But this one will make a great gift card holder or a place to put our little cutouts, our fussy cuts, different things to put in our journals. I just love this. I'm going to go ahead and put an eyelet in it. And can sew around this one. Put a little bit of any kind of string you want. I used baker's twine on some. I used just normal twine on some. I've kind of done it like, because I wanted to wrap a couple times, so I did, well, you can see I just guessed, but I would probably just, before I cut it off, I did the double wrap just to see. It was about right there. I don't know, it really doesn't need a double wrap, does it? Probably one wrap. Nah, let's do a double. Okay, so I'm going to cut it about right there. I did put glossy accents on the other ones. I probably won't this one because it's more of a grungy look, and I think I'm okay with that. I think I might have picked something a little too thick here. If I could find my tweezers, I would poke that through. Aha, tweezers found. Okay, so I'm just gonna, because I think I picked kind of a thick cord here. I'm just gonna poke that through where I can get a hold of it. There we go. We made it work, didn't we? Okay. I think this would look good with one of those little metal pieces on it, too. But for now, just going to do it like this. I love it. I love these. I hope you do. I hope you will make some and check out the Bohemian Crafter. She has, I don't even know how many videos on these, on using this kind of material to make many, many, many different things. And I'm sure a lot more precise than I just did. I'm pretty sure she wasn't eyeballing everything. So anyway, we did it. We made cute things. I don't know who we is. Nobody else here but me. There's other people here, but nobody's crafting. So I like that. That's cute. Oh, and I forgot to put my closure on this one. The one with the accordion. What do we want to put on this one? So I've left the strings pretty long so that it would go around a couple of times. I think I'll tie some jingle bells on this as well. But I think these would make really cute inserts into our junk journals. Christmas journals. These would be so cute. But again, you can also use them in your stockings or, you know, whatever, as gift card holders or, you know, gosh, you could put jewelry in these. Wouldn't they be cute as little gift holders for jewelry and things like that? Fun little things. I hope you like these. Give it a try. Check out the Bohemian Crafter. And I keep pushing that, not because I mean, she doesn't even know me. I'm saying that because she does a lot better job at directions. I always just kind of slop stuff together. And I don't measure or anything like that. But I know a lot of people like that. Please check that out. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.